A quorum today.
Thank the Lord.
So if we're good to go, we can go ahead and open it up to establish a quorum. So if we can have roll call, please.
Mr. Guillermo Castro.
Here.
Ms. Jessica Ontiveros.
Not here.
Ms. Fabelina Guerra.
Not here.
Rosie Santelino Josa.
Present.
Cela Martinez.
Not here.
Juan Avila.
Here?
Richard Geisler.
Here.
And Mike Kaiser.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you. And just for the record and as a reminder, the ordinance that's in place now, I believe says after 3 absences, then the committee member may be replaced.
Automatically forfeits their
correct.
seats, whether excused or unexcused, effective May 17th. So June meeting, it was effective, and this meeting would also be
So
effective.
this is the second.
So this would be the second one.
All right. So.
We have one more to go.
Yes, 3 absences within the calendar year, you automatically forfeit your
You're
seat.
automatically out.
Yes,
Ouch. So they have 2 already?
Yes. Yeah, last meeting and this one.
yes. It took effect May 17th. The new ordinance. No.
The last meeting, no vino?
Just Mr. Geisler.
Mr. Guzman.
Ah, that's right, that's right.
Well, we were all out.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, we were all out.
So,
That should have counted because we were all out.
No, I just said.
You
Yeah,
were
I
there,
know you.
oh, Mr. Cash, you've always been, I can say, you, Mr.
that was my
Jason,
writing, holding
Mr.
up the
Castro,
cup.
Mr. Avila, and myself have always been around.
I didn't forget that.
On the packet, I noticed the minutes weren't attached, but on the biannual report, they were.
Yes.
But I don't know if anyone wants to double check, take a look at the.
and that would be minutes, I believe that's 2 minutes.
Just the minutes for May. We didn't have for June, since we didn't have.
Oh,
a
because we
meeting.
didn't
So
have a
it's
meeting,
just- So it's just the May minutes.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone needs to take a look at them before we approve.
I did, I looked at the mine because
Make
I
a
have
motion
the.
to approve minutes from May?
I
There's a motion.
second.
There's a second. All those in favor, any further discussion?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign? All right. The ayes have it. Let's see, microphone. And I didn't bring, okay.
Well, I guess I can read off of them from here.
The staff reports?
Yes, that's fine.
Staff reports and communications are our next agenda item.
We can start on.
I actually can make it bigger, but then I can't figure out. what
Oh,
to
that's
do.
on your phone, right? Yeah, you're already working on it.
So it's getting there.
Yes. We can start off with the ridership report. If you notice, for the month of June, for 2018, ridership has still been going down. It went down about, close to about 800 passengers. Obviously, it would be, we're in summer.
Now, is it the passengers, the ridership, or is it the
Ridership.
trips?
From what I understand, when Mrs. Spencer calculates the trips, it would be from passengers.
Okay.
Passengers, not trips as a whole.
We have to consider that many people are sick or have left us.
Yes,
Because a lot of people have left us.
and then the thing, a lot of them,
Really?
Yes.
we've been keeping up with sending new files to other clients, and they've actually, lots of them, we've been
We've
getting
lost
notices back that they're no longer with us.
Yes.
We've been losing a lot of clients that we've been keeping track of. So ridership has been on a decline so far. I mean, it was on a steady rise like in April. February was still up there, but May and June has been going down.
I keep up with that because I read, the first thing I read in my newspaper is the obituary. That's why I was having problems with my carrier, that out of the 8-day week or 7-day week, I would get it twice a week. I said, no, and then one time it was a Sunday that it was not thrown. Ooh, I was very, very upset.
A couple of days ago, a fellow had 14 children.
I know,
14, imagínate.
it's terrible.
Yeah, it was.
So I guess for June, I will attribute mainly also no more summer school.
Yes.
In May, in June, there were still, in May, there were still some summer classes going on.
Yes.
June, because we do transport a lot of LCC and 10U students, so it's our teachers mainly, yeah. So maybe in August, July, towards the end, we should start seeing.
Well, in
increase
July, we're gonna
again.
start, they're gonna start Monday, the workers. The school district workers that work in the offices, they're gonna start on Monday. So they're gonna, it's all over again.
So we should start seeing a steady increase
And we have been getting new applicants.
Yes, we have. We've been keeping track also, I guess, that takes us to the cancellation reports,
Right.
to where last month we had 757 cancellations in total. Out of those 757, 113 were no-shows. We had 58 cancel at the door. We had 13 clients not ready, 26 no answers, 7 canceled from dispatch, and 8 there was no reason. Could have been a car.
Mr. Aguilar, today, it's not a complaint, it's just a concern. They were gonna pick me up, supposedly had to be there by 4.
Okay.
I was waiting for them since 3:45, because I got the call yesterday that they were gonna pick me up at 3:45. So I was ready by then. And I kept waiting, and at 4 I called, and they told me, no, you're set for 4. I said, okay. Well, I kept waiting and waiting, and I would look out, because I don't have no windows in the front. So I kept looking out and looking out. I don't know, they told me that the bus had arrived at 4:12 at my house, and was there till 12:24. I don't know, I don't think so, because I kept, going like this from the door outside, and I couldn't see it. So I said, finally, when they told me, no, we already went, and he left, said, you know what, I'm gonna sit down here. I said, well, I need a bus. I said, I have the Metro meeting at 5:30, I need to be there.
May I, with all due respect,
Yes, sir.
interrupt you real quick? Did they give you a courtesy call that the bus was outside the door?
No, well, sir, they said they called, I didn't get the, I did not talk to them. Maybe if I would have talked to them, I would have immediately gone out, but I didn't. And they never call me, they're going to pick you up, and I know they do those calls at times, but they didn't. So, I couldn't, I told them, well, just need to send me a bus.
Yes, no, we'll go ahead and check on that, because going back to Mr. Avila, I know the IVR calls you, 30 minutes before, I think, and it lets you know.
Yes, sir.
And then I know Ms. Esparza had put some sort of policy in place where the driver can no longer leave without at least giving a courtesy call, or dispatch at least trying to their best of their ability to get in contact with the customer.
The driver would call dispatch, or driver would call the client?
No, the driver will advise dispatch, client so-and-so hasn't come out. Dispatch will try their best to try a phone
So-
call or communicate without the driver.
Supposedly the dispatch did call the office, and supposedly they called me. I never did get that call. And, I have my phone there. There are calls for the Metro Transit, but I made them.
And I would, what we can do is double check we have your correct, on the system is your correct cell phone number to make sure they are calling the correct number.
Right.
Maybe they did call a number, but not your direct cell phone number. But I do know that Mrs. Barca has been good about trying to get the cancellations down, so she's been keeping track of
Because that's
the,
one of the ways that we can keep them
yes,
down.
for the driver to no longer leave unless every possible
Let me ask you
outcome
one
has
more
been tried.
question. Is there a possibility that the driver can just get down and knock on the door? Can they do that?
I think so.
It's okay.
Is it-
I know there was a
I mean,
policy.
they can honk, they can,
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, before I could hear the vans, the old vans very well, because they make a noise. And especially when they get reversed, they make a louder noise. So I could hear it very well, I don't know what happened.
Ya le pusieron máquina nueva que María la máquina viejita, ya.
Anyway, I didn't hear them. I mean, if they went for me, I did not hear them. Supposedly someone called me, maybe she did, I'm not saying that they didn't, but I didn't get the call.
No, we can check on that, we can certainly check on that and get back, just make sure we have the correct information on
Is
that.
our
Yes, sir.
policy, is our policy still curb to curb, or is it door to door?
if you request door to door,
Mhm.
we will go to the door.
I'm gonna request door to door because maybe.
That way they will.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because if they knock, someone is gonna open the door.
Yeah,
But the client.
but it has to
request
be,
it.
yes.
Yes.
It
Okay.
has to be requested.
Question on
I'll do
that.
that.
But wasn't it before that they couldn't get out because of liabilities and stuff like that? Has that
No,
changed?
the door to door, o sea, mientras que you're somewhere where you can actually see the van.
Like I said, in my
And
case.
it's gotta be the front door, not like this door.
Not the
It would
back
have
door.
to be the door
The front.
downstairs,
The
yeah,
front.
not
Alright.
this one up here.
I have a problem that I don't have no front windows, so I can't see outside, to the outside. I literally open the door and have to be putting my head out so I can see if someone's there.
But yeah, we can certainly
Or
check
I
on
can
that.
request from now on, I'll request a door-to-door.
Door to
Yes.
door, yes.
Mhm.
And I
It's
don't-
better, like that, you're sure.
yes.
Thank
Si no, no
you.
te quedas sin ir al HEB.
Yes. No, pues yo nunca pido para el HB.
And I get, out of all those cancellations, 32 were from the IBR in advance, that the client did advise us that
Oh,
they would be.
okay.
And following up from last meeting, Mrs. Sparks has been sending it wasn't a warning, it was more of a notice of the new
Right.
policy, so we send out hundreds of letters to every single client.
Good.
And we did
Okay.
get callbacks from clients just inquiring about it, so they are aware of the new policy, so once they do get in trouble for it, they were aware.
So you are getting a better responses, can we
Yes,
say that?
everyone's been calling, yes. No,
Good.
just- yes.
No, he does an excellent job, I can tell you. And they're all doing an excellent job. Even the dispatcher, Mr. Villarreal,
Ah,
and the dispatchers, I can
no,
tell
si
you that
apuntaste
much.
para allá, para el lado de
No,
Rosa.
I said Mr. Villarreal.
Yes, and on our next report, the end of month registered customers, so we still keep getting people. We had 7 new registered customers for the month of June, and we had 11 renewals, so that brings our total back to 1,006. However, those 1,006, a lot of them end up using the service maybe once or twice. So the number sounds very inflated,
Yeah.
but we have those faithful customers who use the service a lot. We've been keeping a list that I have here with me where we've been following the policy and procedures, sending the notification a month in advance. So this week we sent out to every person that's about to expire in August, we sent them a renewal form plus a notice, letting them know it's about to expire. So we've been getting very good responses slowly, but we've still been getting a lot of them back. And then at the same time, we get a lot of them back, letting them know, well, so-and-so no longer lives here, so-and-so passed away, and so on.
What, I guess it's 2 meetings, or 3 now, I guess, when I asked if there was, because we used to have reciprocal agreements with certain other transit systems. Are any of these new ones, any people that say coming in from San Antonio and using, and having to register?
We've had, but usually the majority who come is just in temporary. I think we give them, 21 days?
Those would not be
21
counted as new
days.
clients?
No, because they just use it
No, they
temporarily.
bring, they send us whatever paperwork they have over there, and that's what we put on file. So they're not required to do a full
And they
application
also,
over
excuse
there.
me, they also kept the fact that if it was our guest, he or she could drive with us,
Yes.
right?
But yes, if you look at the numbers back from other months, our renewals from June was actually way higher. Even though 11 is not much, but it's way higher because we've been slowly getting responses.
Even if it was a handicapped person, it didn't
Yes.
matter, right?
Yes, it doesn't matter.
And we have everybody on a rolling due date, I guess.
Yes, so let's say yesterday we packaged them, we'll mark it, we send them out, and we've been slowly getting the responses from each person filled out that they want to renew the service. But at the same time, that not only helps us renew, but it helps us eliminate clients who are either no longer with us or who will no longer want to use the service. That will bring the inflated number down to try to get a more accurate number.
Correct.
I also want to thank Mr. Villarreal because I did request a hard copy of the agenda.
We
And
did
I got
save
it,
paper,
yes.
so we are saving paper, Mr. Avila.
And you know what, just for the record, Rosie and I brought it up at our other meeting that we have together, and we did away with paper also. I mean, it's just money that we're
But I did
saving.
request it for a hard
Yes.
For a
copy.
hard copy, yeah, but for the rest of us, there's about 15 members on that
Yes.
committee.
Unfortunately,
without-
my eyesight, I need a hard copy. For my eyesight reasons.
No, accommodations can and should
Yeah,
be made.
they should be made. So for next time, we can try, if we can set up, then maybe project them, make it a little bit easier for all of y'all, just to refresh y'all, seeing the reports on it.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
And then I guess it moves on to number 4, our mobility report.
Mhm.
So for the month of June, we had a total of 47 customers using wheelchairs, trips with wheelchairs. So-
Successful trips, right?
Yes, so that brings our total to, this number pretty much stays the same. The Lyft paratransit wheelchair customers, we have 150.
Yeah,
we know of.
And we're still not keeping a number of people that are using the fixed route.
Fixed route? No, not for this
Not for
report.
this, okay.
Yes, but we do, and like in the company, they do keep a log whenever they
Okay.
put up.
So there is an internal, there is a way to capture.
And then this number can change, it all depends on the client. Let's say once they applied, they were a walker, and now they're a wheelchair. So So if they don't notify us, we won't know till we pick them up or till we see them, then we can update their file. So that number can go up or can go down. Lots of people, it's just a temporary disability and use a wheelchair for a little bit, then they're fine. Back to a walker or a cane. So that number can vary. But the total number of trips was 47.
By the way, Mr. San Miguel never put a member in the,
No. But they are aware of it, so.
I guess what I said makes a point. My comment makes a point.
Number 5, the revenue report, I have it with me because that one was sent today since we get those numbers from the finance department.
Right.
So once they close out the month, it takes a couple of days for them to work the numbers. Then they send them to me. To Ms. Leti Alvarado, who's our budget analyst, then she'll send me a simpler, more summarized report. So for the month of June, in operation administrations, we're actually short $12,000, which includes, not necessarily showing our budget, but for that month. The report is broken down into each month. So let's say for that month, there was budgeted $45,192, but the actual expense was $58,120.
Have we identified why we had that variance?
Can be due to overtime, maybe. Because that cost is under operations, administration, and maintenance.
But it wouldn't be under overtime if we're having fewer riders, right?
It's because that covers dispatchers also.
Oh, it covers, so it's everything,
It's
it's
the
not
whole-
just the
yes.
dress.
It's the whole thing.
But
The vans will be adjusted. We are removing 2 vans because the ridership did go down by 200 people.
So what happened to those vans?
They go to fixed route. We added another van for Saturday and another one for Sunday, which was when
So
they came.
even after adding those. you're
Okay,
still-
it was, the schedules for the drivers were adjusted.
Mhm.
So, we should know if we need to add vans because there's more ridership or whatnot, we will. Pero we did cut 2 vans.
But did we cut, and I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Mr.
no,
Chairman,
go ahead.
are we cutting them, did we cut them because of the fact that the ridership went down for these 2 months, or are they just cutting them down completely?
No, we cut it down, we cut it down for this 6 months.
For 6 months, you're cutting them down?
Because of the ridership going down?
Yes, ma'am.
And 6 months starting when?
In August, first Monday of August,
So it'd be August,
Oh, this
September,
coming month,
October,
this coming-
November, December, till January.
yes. They
Okay.
have another pick, the drivers have another pick in February, and that's where we,
What would happen, Ms. Soto, if ridership starts picking up
we'll add
after
vans.
school starts?
That,
or
we will
after-
add vans.
Okay.
The numbers and the adjustments were made
Because
through
of-
prior reports, when
Right.
there was school, there was everything, so it
Right.
wasn't during the summertime.
Right.
There wasn't numbers that I looked at per se in June.
Right, I
or-
understand.
We went back, cuando sí había escuela, sí había todo.
But let's say if it comes, if it comes back to the nitty gritty, we won't have to come back and tell you, we need a van, because they're calling.
No, it will be added.
Okay, thank you.
It won't hurt us in the overtime situation, if we add up another one?
No.
Okay, so it's already within the budget?
Yes.
Okay.
If anything, it'll save us some money on the overtime because those drivers will be covering fixed route, which is where we have most of the overtime.
Mhm.
Because the bus has to go out,
Right,
so.
regardless.
I mean, yeah.
You got this.
it wasn't targeted like just, okay, remove 2 vans from where all. The reports that Mr. Sparks and Ms. Soto went over were actually, they targeted the vans, the shifts with the least amount of ridership.
Right.
That they looked, okay, shift from 5 to 1, okay, you have, so let's target that one, let's adjust it. Those are the routes that changed.
It says-
They were adjusted by the
But it's really
performance.
adjusting more like split shift.
Right.
Yes,
than anything.
there will be a van that's a split shift as well.
And if
Some
you-
riders might get complaints from the drivers.
Mhm.
No, nos hicieron esto, pero pues it's because of the,
But we're aware of why.
But if you look at previous budget reports, and I can provide you all copies with that afterwards, our budget was actually over, so that money just keeps rolling over. So actually, for the month, we might have been short because we under budget, but doesn't necessarily mean we're actually negative.
But on
Because
the-
from other months,
On
we
the
had,
overall, it's gonna be okay.
It'll be rolling down.
yes,
Yeah.
and so overall, we're good, but just for that month, according to the report, what we budgeted, we spent more than what was
So it's
budgeted.
not gonna be the rate at the end.
Yeah.
That's what we, okay.
Now, I do have a comment, Mr. Chairman, and I guess this is for Rosa. I know that y'all have brought in new vans and, you know, kudos to y'all for bringing a van and stuff. But I have seen two drivers in particularly, and I know maybe the AC is real cool because it's a brand new van per se. But if, I remember back, you know, that Flash used to say that, you know, if you got your windows down, it keeps the,
If the windows are down, the van should be off.
but if you're driving down the street and you got your window down, that's what I'm trying to get to you. Van manejando y van con la ventana bajada. They're forcing the AC, especially with this times, they're forcing it. They're forcing it to keep it cool inside because you got the window down.
That's never happened to the vans, the new vans that they've gone to pick me up. What's happened to me in the new vans, I feel that the stairs are higher,
They're a little bit higher.
a little bit higher than the older vans. They are a little bit higher.
Trae más aire en la llanta. It's a little bit newer.
Well, I don't know.
Well, that kind of
But-
brings up a point. I mean, because if somebody's having trouble.
No, because I tell you, I have.
O sea, they can use the lift.
Uh-huh.
If si están batallando para subir los stairs, we'll deploy the lift and pick them up.
Yeah,
that way.
because I know for
I
a
mean, and
fact,
that's upon request from the client.
from the client, yeah, I know, because I've been asked, you want me to, I said, no, I'm gonna try and get up.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you, I've had problems coming down and getting up because it is higher.
Okay.
I said, the vans are
Because
beautiful.
the vans now, the lift is in the front
Mhm.
instead of in the back.
Yes,
And
yes,
I guess no, it's in the back instead of in the front.
yes. It's
So
more
it's-
backwards. Mhm.
Sí. Porque antes, the
It was
lift
in the
was
middle.
here,
Mhm.
and if you had a chair or whatnot, people tend to trip
Yeah.
over, walking towards the back to sit
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
So on the new vans, I actually requested that they put the lift in the back.
Yeah, because I see it right in the front.
Yeah. And that's, you don't have to walk all the way to the back, you just get in and you sit down.
And are we still using the smaller ones or not anymore?
The MV ones, yes.
Okay.
The other new ones, the ones we got before this one,
The MV ones, yes.
yeah, those were the ones, that was the one that bugged me right now.
No.
But that was it's got to get like the ramp,
Mhm.
it shoots right in between the floor and the bottom of the car.
Yeah, that one gets really
It gets
cool.
in the middle, it comes out.
Yes.
But those are good too.
Mhm.
I guess that kind of dovetails into the maintenance report.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
got any
well-
other questions on the revenue though?
The revenue,
No.
any other questions? No? Well, yeah, that goes into the revenue report since ridership has been going down, so miles traveled for that, for the month of June, actually went down about 3,000 miles. We traveled 24,727 hundred miles in total, and all vans accumulated. We only had one roll call for the lift. I wouldn't verify if it, I don't think the van broke down, it's just lots of times it just gets stuck, or the driver might be a part-timer. It just takes, okay, just press this button and it works, but they did have to go out there, so they will mark it as a roll call that they did go.
And the PMs are all scheduled, it's not necessarily based on mileage, right? It's scheduled on time.
On time, yeah.
So, other than that, we didn't have any breakdowns on the buses, the vans, like I said, we've been having new vans, so everything should be running good. We've been running good. We
I
haven't
like
had
the way you all
breakdowns.
painted them from the top with a maroon color, it looks nice, they look nice.
Innovation, the year of innovation.
Mhm.
Maybe it should have been burnt orange.
So, I
Yeah,
guess that covers
burgundy
pretty
looks
much.
good.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
So I guess that covers any questions on any of the staff reports?
No,
Yes.
I said, as long as the budget comes out at the
Yes.
end, we know,
Red
minus
to
is no reds, that's good.
We used to think it was budgeted by year, but no, it's broken down by month.
Right.
And then if you notice, previous months we had leftovers, so just keep
That's
rolling
right,
over.
keep
So we're
rolling
actually
over.
not in the red, it's just the red of what was budgeted last year for that month.
Yeah. You just roll it over and it comes
Yeah.
back to the same
We're
thing.
doing a year-to-date, not
Yes.
a line item per month.
Mm-hmm.
One of our new items was actually the voting for officers
Our favorite one.
this year.
Did we receive any nominations through
Yes.
email, phone calls?
No, we didn't get any phone calls. Just on the last meeting where Mr. Kazin, you were nominated for chair, Ms. Centeno for vice chair, and Mr. Avila for parliamentary, the same. All we need would be the official votes.
Make a motion to go ahead and keep them as,
I guess it would be, I guess it would be motion to accept nominations.
Yeah, motion to cease nominations and to accept recommendation. So all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, congratulations.
likewise.
Congratulations.
Well, you have the expertise.
Yeah.
I guess we can call it that.
That means that we're doing a good job, Mr. Kason.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you for the confidence. We might be the ones that ask more questions, but it's a fact that we know what's going on, and we understand what's really going on, and we don't want problems for the transit, you know. We want everything to run smooth, and,
Y'all picked my brain a little bit, but it helps. It helps.
In the long run, we don't want to hear that it was an oops.
even though I've had the problems myself, but they hear me out, that's okay.
It helps.
Yes, it helps.
Well, we thank you all, and thank you all for the effort. It's been working out really well.
Yes.
So thank you all very much for putting in. That goes to administration staff,
Yes.
all the employees, as well as to the committee. And thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Those of you that have been.
I really
very
like to
faithful.
appreciate the members that have been here always with us. And I don't have to say names, you all know who you are. And of course, I want to appreciate Mr. Vidal for the good job he's done, Mrs. Pasa, even though she's not here. And of course, Ms. Soto. I think we've been working very well with you all. You bring up to us what we need to see, what we need to hear, and that's what we care for. And we want to make this program
If we
better.
could give you a raise, we would.
If we could, but we can't.
We received the 5310 grant.
Yes, that leads us, I guess, to item letter B. I didn't have the official paperwork, but it was taken to council. I think we were approved for some vans, right?
Yeah.
Yes, for another van. So that should be in the works.
So that was about 180?
Mhm.
that
But
you-
the
Give or
cost of
take.
the
I
van.
would say,
About that.
Right.
Give or take.
But we were approved for another van.
That's good,
That's
that's good.
I spoke to Mr. Bernal, who usually takes care of all the grants and stuff. It was already in the motion of just getting the signatures and everything else, but we were approved to buy another van.
The good thing is it's not gonna cost the city, you know, that's a good thing. It's a grant.
Yes.
As long as we get grants, that means no more taxes are gonna go up.
But Donald Trump does, thank you for paying taxes. I have a question though on that one. How many old vans do we still have?
Yeah, I think like 4 or 5.
Still have 4 or 5?
There's
No,
sure
we
many
still
out
have like
there.
8 or 9.
Yeah, there's still many of them.
Like
Yeah, but I mean, out in the route, out in the,
Yeah.
About
Still out,
nine,
still
about
out?
nine, about
Really?
nine. They're still working, Mr. Avila.
no, see, I haven't, I
O
mean,
sea,
I've seen only the new ones.
we're still waiting for, what, like 2 of them to replace. O sea, as soon as they get in, they get a
We'll get
payment
them
and whatnot,
replaced.
then we retire
We'll get
the
them
one with
replaced.
the most mileage.
But we don't have any
Yes.
more from the 90s, right? Like we did a couple of years ago?
Those are gone,
Okay, good.
They've been slowly,
Ahorita puro Millennium.
yeah.
Mrs. Parson and Ms. Soto sit down, get together, look at all the ones with the most mileage,
Mhm.
the ones who have exceeded their lifetime, and those are the ones that slowly are getting phased out.
Now, does those ones go out and las mandan para Nuevo Laredo, or those ones,
No, ya no se puede.
ya no se puede, bueno. Do those go out on, on a bid to sell them, or?
I think they do go out a bit. I think
But
that's.
that's for nonprofits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nonprofits can bid on them. and
They go out
manage
for
it.
bid.
because El Águila also gets grants for that.
Mhm.
It's a
On the
whole,
5310, they can
Yeah.
apply. El Águila and Bethany House,
Right.
Police House.
Right.
Yeah, they're getting one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not under 5310, right? Or is it under 5310?
Yes, it's under 5310. For El Águila, yes, it's the same one. that-
5310.
It's a 5310,
No,
Mr.
but does
Casey.
11 still exist or you don't?
Parece que sí.
Okay. No, that's in town, that's not rural.
No, sí, it does.
Okay.
It still goes,
Yeah, because the New Freedom has now been changed into, or rolled into 5310, I think. The New Freedom grant, right?
Mhm.
That doesn't exist anymore, right?
Ese no ha ido nada de ellos. El 5311, 5310.
yeah, the one who's more knowledgeable now, that would be Mrs. Parsa, because she takes care of a lot of the grants too, and Mr.
Sandy
Bernal.
actually takes care of the.
who are the ones that
5310.
write the grants for the transit?
It would be Mr. Bernal and Sandy.
Bernal and
Sandy
Sandy.
takes care of 5310, yes. They're the ones that know a little bit more in detail.
Yeah.
They've been doing all those for
At one
years.
point, you could also, with the, whatever it is now, but it used to be called the New Freedom Mobility Grant. That would also take care of the bus stops and
Right.
different things like that. Which I've seen some new ones and some work going on.
Oh, they're coming, they're very nice now.
A lot of the stops are thanks to the council members. They've been, from their discretionary funds, they've been.
The bus stop there around the corner of my house, on Sierra Vista, finally got a little canopy, you know? And that's very good because the older people, a lot of older people, they just wait for the fixed route bus, you know?
I just have a comment, Mr. Chairman and staff. Just to be on the safe side, per se right now, I know Ms. Rosie said, yay, he's here, we got a quorum. For whatever reason, Ms. Guerra, Ms. Ontiveros, and who was the other person? Ms. Rangel, for whatever reason, that's, okay, they got 2 strikes, so the next one they're out, and let's just say one of us don't make it, then we go back to square one of not having a quorum.
If they show tomorrow, if they show next month, that's not what you're trying to say?
No, what I'm trying to say is, can staff send them a little reminder as far as saying, hey, you got 2 strikes, one more, you're out. Just to be,
We could.
I know Gustavo sent everybody an email as far as, you know,
'Cause I know Ms.
the new
Ontiveros has
ordinance.
The
been
new
very, very
ordinance.
good about it.
sí, pero como ya llevan 2, no queremos atorarnos a la hora de la hora otra vez, and the first one that's gonna say is gonna be Ms. Rosie, we don't have a quorum. So instead of getting to that point, can we just send them a friendly reminder, hey, just a reminder, you got 2 strikes,
We
we
could.
don't wanna get to that.
Because sometimes, you know, it just kind of passes
Se olvida.
your mind or something, you know?
Now, if you all
No,
would
we
like,
could, just to
I
be on
can-
the safe side.
Yeah, if you all can forward me the contact information, like the phone calls, I'll make a
A courtesy
courtesy
call.
call.
Yeah.
in addition to if you can have something officially on the record. Of course, it has to be, according to our bylaws, the only way I can do that is if we as a committee are in agreement.
Yes, sir.
For me to-
I think we are.
I
And in
think
case,
that would be,
if you need someone to help you do the calls, Mr. Kison, I'll be more than glad to do it.
Yeah, as the chair, I guess you have the authority to call him up and
I do, but I
remind
cannot
them.
represent the committee unless the committee says it's okay for me to represent.
Yes,
no,
sir.
no, I think, you
Well,
know,
if you didn't- Do you need a motion for that?
No, it's not in the agenda, so we can,
We can't do it as
Okay.
part of the agenda, but we can set it up for the
we can
next
set it up for the
meeting.
next meeting.
yeah, we
And
can
I
set it
can
up for
kind
next
of-
week.
As a person, informally just call them,
Right.
not officially representing.
Good.
Right.
But I just wanted to clarify that in case.
Yes,
I know
because-
that it's one of the things.
And we will,
We're moving forward and we, just for whatever reason, one of us happened to have an emergency or something, then we're gonna go back to square one.
Yeah.
Where we didn't have a quorum.
I
So
think,
just,
I think we
No,
should
I
give
think that's a
Mr.,
good idea.
I think we need to give Mr. Kison the permission to go ahead and call.
Yes, I know like Ms. Guerra hasn't been here for about 12 meetings,
Yeah.
about
It's been a
September.
Ms. Rangel neither.
Yeah, so I know Ms. Ontiveros is really good, I know she's a
Yeah,
teacher, she
she's
had her
been here.
newborn kid, so I mean, there we kind of understand,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And I know
send her a
she's-
friendly reminder.
She's
But-
interested in what's going on, you know?
And sometimes it just kind of helps out to call somebody and talk to them as opposed to, and find out what it is. Because there may be, sometimes.
Other
it's-
factors, yeah.
Sometimes it's just not a good fit for whatever reason.
Right.
So if we can, and just to let you all know that maybe I'll be making phone calls, not necessarily officially representing the committee,
Uh-huh.
but just encouraging and reaching out.
Just so
well,
we
we just
know,
need to put it on the agenda for next
Next
month,
month.
that,
to make it,
make it an official,
official.
and roll from there. That way we won't just get stuck in going back to square one.
You're right about that, sir. Because then we won't have a meeting for the rest of the year. It happened 2 years ago, you know?
Yes, it did.
It happened, and it's so sad.
We wound up
Because we
not
had so
having-
many things that we wanted to speak about, and we couldn't. And I think it's very unfair for the ones that are here.
Yeah.
And like Mr. Avila said, Rosie's gonna, yes, I'm the first one to say, because I feel that I come in the bus, and I'm here all the time. If I'm not here, it's because, like June, I had to be in San Antonio, it was a must, and they couldn't change my doctor's appointment, so what could I do?
And that was scheduled right at the last minute, go out of town, right at the last minute, they sent me a call
He told
station.
me, don't worry, Mr. Feno, I feel that all the members have the same problem, because they have something very important that they can just pass on. I said, well, I'm glad because of that, And I know Mr.
Yeah.
Kleiser was here, which is very good, because I know he's
And thank you,
always,
sir, for being here.
always being very punctual and being here for the committee, which to me, that tells something about the person,
¿Se le sale o alemán?
I'm sorry?
Se me sale lo alemán.
That's good, that is good.
And, well, another venue that we have, or another way of pointing out that we need this is in this biennial report.
Yes.
And I believe it is, well, it's in the attachments, it's not necessarily spelled out in the actual cover letter,
No.
at least not the one that I read, the one that's on there. But it is a way to show the council members and city managers'
And
office.
every month after every meeting, the very next day, I do send City Secretary's office a report. Because I believe since beginning of the year, or around January, they started requesting after every meeting, we send a monthly report. So they do get a monthly report after every meeting, every month. They do get one.
Do you know who was here, who was
Yes.
not?
They do get sent one every month, every single month, so they are aware of everything that's been going on.
Because at least the council members know that they have somebody responsible and reliable, you know, that's here.
Well, and speaking of the revenue, the biennial, not revenue, the biennial letter, the report that we're doing, it's.
I did attach it, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it. It's pretty much,
Yes.
has a cover letter,
Yes, sir,
the directory,
yes.
the report, because the biennial report covers from January to June, so it would be the attendance, followed by the agenda and the minutes for every meeting.
Right.
I know we've already approved May minutes, but I still did include them pending approval. That way it's in the package, but this is what's gonna be sent to the city secretary's office. They pretty much file it, keep it as a file, review it. I'm pretty sure they present it to their council members. And I guess I just wanted to bring it up to y'all so you can review if there's anything missing, anything that would like to be changed. I mean, it is all the approved minutes, anything you guys might want to add, maybe the wording on the letter, but pretty much it's just the same letter as the one we've submitted before. We're just like, thank you for the opportunity of serving as committee members from such and such date, and attached is our minutes, attendance, and the directory, and membership terms for each member. So once again, they do get to see we still have a vacancy since last April.
Are there any discussions or any other additions to this letter? Would you all? Okay, we have a
I
motion
second.
to approve the letter. There's a second. Any further discussion? If not, I'll go ahead and call the question. All those in favor of submitting the letter as presented and the backup documentation? signify by saying
Aye.
All opposed?
And I guess that would lead to
Executive session.
Mr. Kazin.
Me?
Could I get your
Oh.
signature? This is the one I will be signing.
Oh, you got the one?
Yes.
Is it blue or what do you have?
Don't be
Well,
afraid,
for this guy,
Mr.
so
Jason.
they just get a-
Nothing wrong is gonna happen.
Last time I heard that, I was being volunteered for something.
Just make sure your credit card's not there,
Yeah,
that's
really.
gonna bill you for it. Mr. Chairman, can't we get, something like, a little bit more in here, like?
So this is,
couple
I'm
of-
gonna send, I'll sign it myself, and this is.
That's the.
Like what?
Some, what?
Something like waters and a little bit of more, asking the staff to, I know there's a budget that they have, but they can always,
At least coffee and water.
City City Hall was nice enough to provide us with the water filled with
We're
fruit
negative.
or whatever.
Yeah, we're negative, so
I need you.
I guess it just makes it a little bit hard because, since it's really not our equipment, makes it hard to like touch the coffee. Waters, I'm pretty sure we can accommodate that today. I know we didn't have a fridge because I sent everyone the invitation. We have an event going on from 7 to 9.
Yes.
I think it's a walk, bike and ride event,
Yeah.
right? Something like
Yeah,
that.
I saw it.
So, but other than that, I mean, yeah, we'll find bring a small fridge and some
Taquitos o
water.
algo, I mean, really.
Mr. Castro was good enough to.
There's gonna be a food truck at 7, so.
There's a new bottle.
No, Mr. Castro was kind enough to bring us some.
Sweet
food.
bread.
We appreciate that.
I didn't get the coffee because I didn't have time. I was gonna go to was it, the donut place.
The thing is, that, and it's probably, you're right, we don't know what we can bring here, we could probably
Yeah,
bring like a
and-
Subway
We
tray
would
or
have to
something,
ask.
but
And I don't know what
What we can and cannot bring.
just like what we can and cannot use, so I need to double check with IT so we can pull up the
Yeah.
reports over there.
On the stuff, and the reason that there's kind of a hesitancy is because then it falls under compensation of committee members and.
We're
gets-
bribing you.
Yeah, so since we're
Five years votes.
volunteers as opposed to.
We don't know if we could do it or
Yeah,
not.
it all falls into that little nebulous,
Neg-
depending on who's interpreting.
we can always bring it from our own
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, some people interpret.
Yeah, but some people will interpret it different, you know, that's what he's saying, and that's what that says.
No, but I'm saying on our own.
Oh, I understand.
We can bring whatever we want on our
Yeah.
own. Yeah. Oh, okay, any item on executive session before it's being
Anything?
done?
Any other questions, concerns, complaints? On any of the staff reports, biannual report?
Any discussion?
Any regrets on the voting for officers?
Anybody want to pull back there, recount or anything?
Recount.
Well,
And I
if
guess
not-
that brings us to the end of our agenda for this month. We did have a quorum, so.
That's the best.
Yes. Our streak begins.
Yes.
We didn't have a quorum last month. We have to start again.
Yes.
But again, I just wanted to say thank you all very much. It's, there's a big change, I guess, in the way things are going and the way things are being done. We can see progress being made in a lot of different
Yes,
things.
things are going better, Mr. Casey, that's what I can tell you.
So,
I guess they got tired of hearing us that we didn't get a quorum, and me especially speaking, I got very upset last year. That I called Mr. Clayson and told him, asked him if I could go before the city council and tell the city council, I mean, you need to get people that are responsible and more reliable and that care about our community.
One thing I wanted to suggest makes it easier for y'all, makes it easier for me to keep track, like, just like council meetings, once they say council member so-and-so present, and then one council member motions, on that same meeting, I motion to excuse everyone who's absent. Maybe we can start doing something like that, 'cause it makes it easier,
Can we?
not in general,
because
yes.
according to what I was reading there, or what you sent out on that ordinance,
Yes.
can we have excused absences?
No, well, that's, you proved a good point right now. I need to double check also to make sure that ordinance trumps the bylaws, because not every committee has a bylaws. So if we have bylaws, then maybe we still stick to our bylaws.
So we have to.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'd have to, well.
Because
yeah,
our bylaws does have a attendance
Correct.
clause
Also
in there.
that.
So I want to double check on that, but if we do have to follow, if we don't have to follow the bylaw, then we don't need to go through that. But if we do, I guess it would be easier as a majority quorum, just, okay, I vote excuse everyone who notified, whoever, so-and-so did notify,
Can-
so-and-so didn't notify. so
Can we
excuse.
have a clarification of that for our next meeting?
Yes.
Include that on the
Yes,
agenda,
we
so that
do
way
put-
we know
yeah.
and we'll be able
We'll
to
do what
say.
we have to do.
Yes, because this is a whole new ordinance. I mean, I've been trying to keep with it. City's been kind of trying to roll it out through everyone. So, once I start getting more information, I will let everyone know. So, like, this new ordinance took effect May 17, but I was barely notified like about June 20, something like the late, almost July. So it takes a while for them to notify us and get more clarification on it. But I will get clarification whether we still stick to our bylaws on that clause, or will that triumph?
Right, to see which one, and depending, I guess, from the city attorney's office to see what they.
Just to make sure, be on the
Yeah.
safe side, not send a certified letter, well, you're out, and then actually, well, we're wrong, so.
No, we need to make sure that we are doing what's right.
Because it also, not just the ordinance, but we also have to figure out what the city charter says, since we are appointed by the
Council.
council.
But it is kind of tricky with that new ordinance, but well, it's just a learning process, we'll get the hang of it.
Excellent.
Any questions, concerns, on anything with the agenda?
Move to adjourn.
There's a motion. Is there
I
a second?
second.
Second, all right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the meeting ended at 6:19.
Very good.
Very good.
Good
Can I
job.
just have everyone sign a sign sheet before we?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
No one showed.
Mr. Geisler, you have to sign too. This was the one from last month, I forgot to take it last month.
And I was able to see most of the reports and most of the agenda and all.
So it does work, I guess.
It does, it does.
So does your phone?
I got a new phone.
That was good. Was it for Father's Day?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, Larry. You're taking good care of him.
Hey, my little kids take it and do stuff I can't do.
Yeah.
The grandkids,
Yeah.
granddad,
That's the problem with me too.
I'm still having trouble answering the phone.
yeah, there you go.
It's like, yeah.
Did you
Oh,
call?
Say,
it's
déjame las
Skype or,
aves.
do it.
But it's amazing what you can do.
That's true.
No more excuses like, oh, the phone was off the hook.